Right. Over here, it says I've sunk the stream. It's always this little awkward bit right at the very beginning. And I've hit start streaming and it's telling me that we are going live about now. So, with that said, for myself, Matt, good morning. Welcome to today's RC Coffee Chat. Let's take a moment to have a quick slurp. Right. On the to-do list for us today, we have a collection of topics. The first one is that I've got an update for the Sidewinder. So those of you which know Fluttergate and some of the challenges which we've had with it, is that we will have a quick update on that as well. Now, I don't want to get that. It's going to take a while for us to go through that one, but I don't want that to be the main event because we have a new line of t-shirts being released very, very shortly. Literally this week, they'll get released in the Facebook group first. We've got other topics such as look left will be how much is another topic. LOL is a topic for today's RC Coffee Chat as well. That's also being a naughty boy as well. Now, if this is your first time here for an RC Coffee Chat, this is a live event held every Wednesday at 6 AM UK time. And we just sit back and we have a cup of coffee and we chat about some serious topics. We chat about mainly not very serious topics, if we're frankly honest. But it's just a chance for all of us to get together, as you can see here in the live chat, and just chat about RC. So let's get that cup of coffee down to one side and let's get straight into it. In fact, let me just check on your live chat here this morning. We've had a really, really good chat here this morning. Thank you about the sound as well, Elijah as well. Phil says, must be warm in Bristodia. Matt doesn't have his hoodie on. I know we've literally just come out of a bank holiday. Absolute corking. I've even picked up a tan as well. Look at me. I'm really chuffed in a moment. It's surprising what a bit of sunshine will do. And also got an absolute shed ton of flying in as well. Brilliant. Right. Now, the Sidewinder. And I've got it here next to me. Is if you've been on a different planet for the last week, let me just bring you up to speed. Basically, the Sidewinder turned up, thought it was great, flew it around quite a bit, smashed its nuts off, and then just literally just a couple of days later, noticed that Jeff, 7Demo7, had managed to make his flutter or oscillate in the sky. I was like, well, I'm not having that, so I went out and purposely tried to make it oscillate. Once I realised what you needed to do to make it oscillate, which wasn't actually that hard at all, is that it repetitively oscillated in the sky. And at the time, I thought it was funny. I thought it was absolutely hilarious. And there's actually a video in the Facebook group, and I'm laughing my head off because I thought it was just so funny. However, but once the model landed and stuff, it kind of sunk into the seriousness of what was actually going on in front of me. And I made a live video at the flight line, and then we came back and I made that one that evening. It was just one of those topics which just could not be ignored. And the seriousness is that the whole airframe itself, and I've got that next to me, is that the whole airframe was oscillating. And that, of course, puts every single component under stress. And it's not just like a little bit of flap. It's serious up and down. And those of you which have seen the video of doing it, it is just absolutely bonkers. Absolutely bonkers. So the thing which I've taken quite a lot of flack for this, and frankly I don't care, is that I've slept really well at night knowing that I've pointed out that is actually an unsafe model, and my reasoning for this is just very, very simple. Okay, we are talking about a model which is specifically touted as being a fast 100 miles an hour capable wing. Okay, that's the basic premise. It's a fast model. It's a plug and play kit which is capable of doing high speeds. And the thing is that it's not like Suicide Bunny, which I'm sure some of you saw me taking the piss a couple of days ago. So that is a 30-pound airframe, and I put a stupid great big motor on the back and purposely made it fly well over 100 miles an hour. And if it was to disintegrate or to show signs of bad flight behaviour, well, who's at fault of that? The issue there is that, well, I have stupidly overpowered a model. Okay. Now, coming back to my point is that the Sidewinder, that little model is only like down here. in the speed scale, it's only supposed to go like 40 mile an hour tops, you know, and I made it do that. So if it has issues, well, there's no big surprise. Nobody is going to go and complain about that. However, the Sidewinder, it's up here, okay? You are told that you can fly it at 100 miles an hour. And the thing is, the envelope to make it flutter is only, and I mean only, a small percentage higher, okay? And against my own better judgment, I went out and flew it on the weekend with 50-45 prop. And this is the issue, and this is another key point for you to take away as well. Regardless of the propeller, you can still make the wing flat. The propeller is not the root cause of the issue here. The propeller is just it's just a limiter, okay? It stops you because what they remember we said that with that 55 prop, which we've got on there right now, well, had on there right now, it's over there somewhere because I swapped the props over, is that the model will fly that speed, okay, which is very, very close to this envelope at the top where it will start to flutter and try and self-destruct. The thing is that by putting a 50-45 prop in, the model is now going only this fast, so you have a bigger chunk of window to break to make the model oscillate. The easiest way of comparing this is that, so I've got BMW X5, which has got, say, 22-inch wheels on the side, and it's like putting 17-inch wheels on the car so it doesn't drive as fast. Okay, that's the kind of reality which we're dealing with. But then if we take, you go to a sports car manufacturer, and so say you turn up to Porsche and say, oh, I'd like a Porsche whatever, and they go, yes, Matt, absolutely fine. Yes, Lauren, or yes, Dave, whatever, you know, and they'll sell you the car. And they sell you the car, and then they say, this car is rated to 100 miles an hour, okay? However, if you drive this car down a hill and make it go faster than 100 miles an hour, the steering's going to shake and you might stuff it and take out those people around you, okay? But that is probably the simplest metaphor or comparison which I can make, is that you don't go out and buy a car which can do X amount, and then if you were to take it to that, obviously legally, and then discover that it tries to self-destruct on you. That is my point, and that's the thing, is that I don't ever want a Sidewinder to be flown above my head. I don't want to own one. Now, that's the point which I'm going to make there with the Sidewinder. Like I said, I have been out and flown it with 50-45 prop. It still flaps. The propeller is not the issue here. It's the airframe becomes unstable when you go above a certain speed envelope. Okay, don't ask me what the speed envelope is. I've not got a radar gun, so and I didn't frankly want anybody around me when I was doing it. I don't have a propeller on the moment because I've taken it off. Somebody will ask me which 50-45 propeller it was. Don't know. It was a bullnose one. It was in the bottom of the box. Okay, it could have been any old brand. I frankly don't know, but it should be 50-45, so because it said it on the label. Anyway, this is where we need to do credit where credit is due. Let me get to the right chat now. Rob over at Hobby King has been absolutely fantastic. Let me just jump across to my screen. Because I put an RMA in it because I don't want to pay. I've paid for a model which should be capable of doing something, and it's not. I'm very unsatisfied with the quality of the model itself, because it shouldn't flutter like crazy and try and self-destruct. But credit where credit is due, you know, you've got to put, like, well done where needed. And Rob has been stepped up, and I can send the model back and get a refund for the model, which is happy days. Now, there was an interesting comment which was put in the chat. Let me just make sure this comes out properly on there. Andrew Wood pointed out, or asked a question, so I can get the same deal. And Robert Void Capro, which is Rescue Rob, I believe, from Hobby King, is if you return the item, yes, of course, open a support ticket and have an RMA created. So, like I said, credit where credit's due. They have yet to take it off sale. Frankly, it's not a model. If I ever was in, say, in Hobby King's position, I know, on one hand, I appreciate there's been time, effort, and probably a fair chunk of money which has gone in to the actual model itself, and the mold specifically. But on the other hand, there's the community going to you, this ain't safe. Or one of us at least is saying this model is not safe and should not be on sale, and they're written for all the reasons which I've mentioned before. So anyway, I wanted to make that point. Credit where credit is due in that instance. Right. Oh, and to be honest, the one bit which has really pissed me off about the whole ordeal with the Sidewinder is Jeff from 7 I just feel really that I've let you down because Jeff was able to make the wing flap before I did. So, damn you, Jeff. That's the one bit which I'm most disappointed about. Somebody else made it flat. This channel's called Rag the Nuts Off, and I wasn't ragging it hard enough. I thought it was doing me best. If you look back at the video footage, I was giving it a proper hot supper. But obviously not hot enough, and Jeff was able to make his flat before mine. So, yeah, I feel ashamed from that point of view. Now, let's change the topic. We talked about the Sidewinder a lot. Now, obviously, it's not my decision if they recall it or not. I've put my hand up and said they should do that. So, with that in mind, I have not specifically gone out on a slight little bender and this is me just frankly taking the piss. So, we have a new line of t-shirts coming out very shortly. So no big surprise, you can get hashtag landed. Remember, these will be in the Facebook group very, very shortly. I asked them on which I'm going to get professional landing expert. By the way, these are all subject to change as well. And by the way, I will get to your chat in a moment. Let me move on to the next one. Landed, no big surprise as well. And again, thanks to everybody who put the comments and suggestions in there. And again, these will get put up onto the t-shirts later today. Now, we also have sporting t-shirts such as the Flexwinder. I can make mine flap like a bird. Now, obviously, if said company is unwilling to make things on there, well, then it's my prerogative to take the piss. Flexwinder Mark II prototype, now with more Flutter. You may have noticed the title of today's RC Coffee Chat as well. Flutter is not an option. One which I do kind of like, and again, I just gave this to my assistant and said, here's a couple of taglines. Can you knock these out into some simple t-shirt designs? Famous Now, I get high on Famous Now. Oh, where's the E6000? Oh, that's that one there. Yeah, I get high on E6000 glue. Made me chuckle. We were mucking around with Lawn Dart Crew and things like that. So, yeah, we have been playing with a couple of different option ones. I've not seen... like I said, I've not seen all of these this morning. I've just come in and there's been some more which have been added in there. So, you name it, I can stuff it. So, there was a whole collection in there. There are some more as well. I think there's about 40 different designs which we've been working on. And as soon as they're uploaded and ready, I will pop a link to those in the Facebook group. So, it's including the one which is going to be called I Can't Believe It's Not Flutter as well. So, in true Matt style, I'll just take the piss instead. Nothing quite like making it socially awkward. Anyway, let's get, and not for you, by the way, for other parties which are involved. Right, let's just move on a moment. Budgie, I'm having that one. I've just seen Leslie's comment in there. I need to put that somewhere safe to stick it in the list. Budgie Smuggler's Flap. Thank you for that one, Leslie. I thought that was kind of amusing. Right, let's have a quick... I'm just having a quick look at your chat a moment just to make sure I've not missed out on there. Right, Matt, you should look like... let's have a quick... Mac FPV says, Matt, you should look at the RC Groups forum. It seems that Hobby King doesn't seem to do anything about it. Yeah, that's no big surprise from what responses which I've had at the moment so far from that. So, yes, utterly fluttery. Good one there, Phil. We'll stick that in the list. And by the way, if you have any suggestions for any slogans to go on a t-shirt, do let us know in the Facebook group. There's a dedicated thread for t-shirt taglines, and we'll get them added in the next couple of days. Right, next topic is look left. Now, if you've not been and seen this video yet, it was absolutely hilarious. In fact, I know you're going to turn the sound down and we'll play that in the background. Yeah, let me turn it right off. So, as you know, I'm a massive fan of the Mini Talon, probably the model which has had the most amount of flight time out of me overall for all of the models which I own. Anyway, up there, enjoying the sky and the view, and Andy's up there as well, and he says, oh, Matt, look left. Next thing we knew, and it was flying with my daughter as well, Abby had come up with us too. And he said, like, look left, so clunk, look left, and the next thing which I see is this. Oh, thank goodness they not. Well, it was a side impact, so it wasn't going to do much damage. The worst it could have done is knock out the video off on the left antenna. Yeah, everybody was fine after that. I think Andy came off worse with a broken Dragon Link antenna on his. This was one of those very, very rare events, which we were lucky enough got caught on camera. So if you've not seen that one yet, go and take a look at that one. There's a little slow-mo at the end. Absolutely hilarious. And like I said, that's my kind of point of view on most things. As long as nobody gets hurt, all's good. You may have seen my point of view in the landings video, which is on the channel's homepage. That's why sometimes something just tips me over the edge. And the Sidewinder, for example, is a model which is not safe, and you've got to take some stock from that. You've got Matt on one hand saying anything's good as long as nobody gets hurt. That one I can see it's not safe. It's blatantly obvious the model is not safe, so it needs to get red flagged accordingly. Anyway, moving on. How much? Now, I'm sure many of you have probably already seen in the Facebook group, Horizon Hobby are bringing out a V900 plug-and-play kit, and this thing absolutely hauls ass. If you've seen any videos of it on YouTube, it's bonkers. Again, it's another model which is toted at 100 miles an hour plus. It says here on the right-hand side, which you just can't see on the screen. I'll move that over a touch. There we go. It says on the V900 is the fastest prop-driven E-flite aeroplane yet. So you'll notice that they put E-flite in there. Just to limit themselves on there. Right out of the box, it can reach top speeds of 120 miles plus on 4S and even 100 miles an hour on 3S. So it's going to be quite a sporty model. It's not particularly big. If we look at the photograph on there, it's not the biggest model in the world. So yeah, it's going to be quite a fast one. But the funny thing is, and it's not even funny, okay, he's got a price tag on here, 125 quid, which is palatable. Maybe chucking 6 quid extra for shipping, okay? The thing is that if you go to pre-order this model, and that's the cheaper kit, there's another kit as well, is that when you go to pre-order the model, is that it does, oh, I've got 2 in the cart now. We're going to click remove and get rid of one of those, and then go and click checkout. Is that it showed 125 quid all the way through to the checkout. However, the second you get into the checkout, and when it loads, is that it magically turns into £175 because they've managed to put taxes and stuff on there. Now, saying that, I am looking at the .com website, so that might be different, but I'm definitely not paying 175 quid for that model, so we'll keep an eye out on that one very, very shortly. So a quick look. Good morning, Sven, as well. And actually, it's about time we did shout out corner. So this is where I get a chance to actually pause and take a quick slurp of coffee, and where I get a chance to say good morning to you. Right. So with that said, good morning to. Let me scroll back up. There's been quite a bit of chat going on here this morning. Obviously, Jeff, 707, many of you already know. Zenith Lily, good morning as well. Elijah, Brad, good morning too. Scrolling down, who else have we got? Legend, D as well, good morning. Sorry, I've just read someone's comment in there. That made me Google. Good morning, Elroy, as well. Good morning, Arthur. Good morning, Phil. Good morning, Julian. Good morning, James, as well, and Samantha. Good morning, Jim, Cheesty. James, too. Adrian, good morning as well. Scrolling down, Mac, FBV. Killer Dave, good morning to Dan. Good morning. You must have thought I missed you. No, I saw you sneaking in there. Scrolling down, Jake, good morning. Penguins Can Fly, which was Sven. Good morning. Max, good morning. Magnus, good morning. Leslie, good morning. Austin, good morning. And Mark, good morning too. Now, obviously, if I've been and missed your name now, I do apologise. It wasn't on purpose. I was literally just having a quick scroll down the list. So good morning. And good morning, Lauren, as well. Just saw you sneak in there too. Right, so yeah, how much? I don't know. In fact, should we just pause for a moment and have a quick look on the UK site? It's not going to... How long is that URL? Let's just go to the UK site a second, because I only saw it this morning when I was just sat here with the first cup of coffee, just trying to get ready for to the RC coffee chat. So we'll go for the cheaper one. So it's 125 quid. No pre-order option. just yet. So yeah, actually, you might need to watch this space because it was, what was it, 30 quid shipping, 30 quid taxes? Jesus. And that's not including import taxes if it came off the .com site as well. Crazy stuff. So this one could be a good potential model for some speed in the very near future, but not at that kind of money. Right, that brings us on to the last two topics of this morning, and that is one of them, but we'll get to that in a moment. The last but one topic is this. That is a pair of mini talons which have arrived this week, still in their boxes for a very, very special project, of which I've not really worked out how I'm going to make it work just yet. So do look out for a video probably in the Facebook group later this morning, because I've got 1 or 2 challenges. I'm actually going to open it up to you for any suggestions on how I can make this work. I don't want to put it on YouTube because I don't want to kind of like spoil the thunder for the outside world, but it's kind of the idea which I've had in my head for a while, and that does hinge on me not stuffing the backwards mini talon as well, because I need 3 of them to do it. So I will be putting a quick little video in the Facebook group later this morning, asking for your help or suggestions, excuse me, on how I can hook this up. And also suggestions on how on the hell do we get it launched. And that will make more sense to you later today when I post the video in the Facebook group. Okay, so I'll do that later this morning, tape up the models so they just kind of look about right, and we'll go from there. So yeah, that'll be good fun. Oh dear. Right, next topic is, many of you saw that I would have hoped you've seen that last night there was a video which went out for the revenge from flyingwings.co.uk. Matt has been a naughty boy, and he may have been and picked up one yesterday, and also something else as well from Flying Wings. The bit which did it for me is that the revenge is 40 quid. 40 quid for a fair amount of foam and a lot of model for the money. So I wasn't going to buy it, but I did have a quick look just to see, how much is it? Because I was writing the description for the video at the time, so I wanted to go and nick their description, put it in the video description, put some other details, and it was like 40 quid. And then by the time I'd seen 40 quid, I'd kind of already checked out. Naughty Matt, you know. So yeah, 40 quid, that's a lot of fame for the money. And I also picked up another cheap model as well when I was at it, as you do. So look out for an unboxing later this week. And no apologies, it's cheap foam, you know, and it's UK. And by the way, those of you which are based in the US, yes, shipping will be expensive. And now you know how it feels for me being based in the UK, and the shipping's really expensive coming in from the US, because also remember, 99.9% of the time I will get hit by import taxes as well, by stuff coming in from the US as well. Right, Brad, yes, you definitely do need to check the our Facebook group later this morning. I will put a video up on that one as well. Right, with that said, it is time for me to wrap up. Let me just quickly recap what we've been discussing here this morning. So the first thing which we spoke about was in fact, screw it, let's go to the full screen. The first thing we spoke about, the Sidewinder. The bit for me with the Sidewinder, I've got to sleep at night, and I feel better that I've made you aware that the Sidewinder might want to self-destruct itself, and it's also a model which I am personally not happy to have flying above my head, knowing that. Also remember that the propeller is like putting smaller wheels on a big car. It is going to slow you down, so it takes you away from that limit of where the flutter is going to happen, but it does not stop the flutter from happening. You can still make it do it. It is a speed issue, not propeller issue. Yeah, remember the whole bit which annoys me about the whole topic is Jeff managed to make his flat before mine, and as such I feel ashamed for that. Anyway, whether Hobby King withdraw the model or not, that is completely their decision, but obviously we do have a new line of t-shirts coming out very very shortly. There's one example which is now up on your screens that will be available as a t-shirt very shortly, and we can both take the piss when it comes to stuff like that. Right, We also spoke about Look Left as well. If you've not seen that video yet, honestly, it's one of those once-in-a-lifetime things. How big is the sky? I don't know if you've ever tried chasing your mates around FPV, and you spend absolute ages in the sky trying to find each other, especially if you're not in the same field which you're flying in. It can be tricky, and then to go, oh Matt, look left! Dunk! One of those very, very rare events. I'm very, very curious. Oh, also look out for a video in the next day or two. It's about Fat Man leaning on its sticks. That is a complete piss take out of myself. I'm capable of taking a piss out of other people, but you've got to remember, you've got to be able to do that out of yourself as well. Fat Man did lean on the sticks the other day and nearly stuffed his mini talon in. So I will post that video as well very, very shortly. If anything, just to take the piss out of myself, because it does need to be done, and Matty is on a diet at the moment. So it's a personal thing. Anyway, so we were chatting about Look Left, the V900, that thing does look absolutely mental, right up my street. But I'm not paying 180 quid for it. So we will find out how much that is very, very shortly. In fact, yeah, we'll see what happens on there. LOL, yeah, those mini talents, they are going to be great fun. Look out for a video on those later in this morning. Oh, and I don't know if you can see that huge pile, that massive pile back there. That is my repair pile. It is just depressing. I think I've got as many models ready to fly as models which I've got to be fixed at the moment. I've had a good weekend. In fact, I didn't really break many over the weekend. Some of those are hangovers from the week before. It's only foaming it. Anyway, and then of course Matt has been a naughty boy, so look out for an unboxing video in the next couple of days' time when it turns up. And you kind of know what's going to be in that box. Anyway, there's been lots and lots of chat going on. Yes, Jeff, I will agree with that comment, which is, it's really awkward having to do this backwards. Jeff's comment, which is that one there. I can't do it. You can read it yourself. So like, as you know, many of you know, I'm well up for taking the piss, especially when it's taking the piss out of myself. But then sometimes, remember, there are serious times, and you don't catch Matt being that serious very often. Anyway, it is time for us to go. Obviously, if I've missed your comments or chat which has been going on in here, I do apologise. I've been here presenting to you. Now, if you do have any questions or comments about anything which we've been discussed here today, you can either ask that as a comment underneath this video, or if you click on show more, there's a link to the Facebook group, and there's over 2,600 members in the Facebook group now, and there's such a breadth of knowledge in that group. So if you get stuck or wanted to chat about anything which we've discussed here, or maybe something else, Facebook group is probably the ideal place. If you've been enjoyed today's RC Coffee Chat, do me a favour, hit the thumbs up button. If you're not subscribed yet, underneath this video, click on the little red button, and then if you'd like YouTube to notify you when the next video is out, maybe it's the unboxing, maybe I actually stick the video about the mini talons on YouTube, I don't know. Whatever the next video is going to be, if you hit the bell icon, YouTube will notify you the moment the next video is out. And on that note, there's nothing more for me to really say other than a big thank you to you for taking the time to join me for a quick chit chat, some coffee, and just a general chit chat about RC. Anyway, it's time for me to go. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time. Cheerios. Right, where's that stop button? There she is. I'm off now. Ta-ra's.